My name's Phil Lowry. I work for Simply Hops, Barth Haas, and this is MOJA DOGMA. Yeah, look at that. I've seen it in the dark. I've seen some Yugoslav buildings. I've seen some modern stuff. I've seen some really old stuff. I've seen the Danube. I've seen the Sava. So far, I had a strange burger last night, but yeah, it's been cool. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing more of it tomorrow. We're looking, yeah, we should do a collaboration. I saw a place last night, I walked past, it was quite interesting. I don't think we should discuss that one on telly. But yeah, we'll get there. So. I think, you know, it doesn't matter where we are in the world, ultimately people want flavor. We've seen that, it doesn't matter if you're on the West Coast 15 years ago. It doesn't matter if you're in Belgrade today, Paris tomorrow, it doesn't matter. It's people want flavor and people are demanding flavor. So I think the world, you know, as we transition from industrial, you know, low intensity flavored beers to these, the Pandora's box has been opened and it's not going back. People want those experiences. They want the shiny trainers. They want it. So let's make it. Yes. They want what everybody else has. You know, we want the American T-shirts. We want the Japanese baseball caps. We want the experiences that other people are having. Why can't we have them? That's the way the world works. And it doesn't matter if you're in Belgrade or, you know, South Africa. People want to drink. People want to eat. People want to have that. So what's that? They're curious. They are flavor curious, and you know that's what our jobs are: is to bring those experiences to people, the message, the techniques, all the bits that go to the composite parts, to bring, you know, those niches that become something else, maybe something bigger than all of us. So it's exciting. It's a journey. You know, what beer was like in the mid-90s, late 90s was classical. It was somewhat forgotten. It was there. There were great people making great beers, but I don't think it quite communicated in both, you know, in flavor experience and in brand and message to young people looking for something different. And, you know, 96, 2006 was one experience, was one period. You know, I brewed beers with Cascade. I mean, that was unusual. I made beers that people rejected because they tasted too much like grapefruit juice. I made beers that were, you know, were highly, I mean, even not today, highly hopped, but were anomalies. And this is before the internet, so there's no record of these things, but they were just, it's what we did. And you made 8 barrels of it and you tried to sell it. That was it. 2006, 2016 was amazing. You saw the boost in the West Coast brewing scene. Craft beer started to be, and I hate the word, but I use it, it's codified. It started to become something that we can identify as best we can. And then 16 to what it's going to be in 2026 it's going to be places like Belgrade. It's going to be places that have sort of are latecomers to the craft beer scene that are going to, I think, show some of us actually how to do it, because they're going to have the experience that the world has, and a lot of people have done all the research. They've made the mistakes, and we are here where we are now, and it should be better. It should be really good. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, bottom line is, it doesn't matter what you want to make. If you want to make a great lager, you can jump online. You want to make a great New England, you can jump online. You can jump online and find all the research. You can get an airplane, go to a place it doesn't matter if in Brooklyn or Milan or, the guys in, like, say, Bevog, Frau Gruber, Hop Hooligans in Romania, half the people we here are sharing the room with today, they've all come on a journey, and they are all searching for that experience, and you can do it now. So if you want to get in this, it's there. The book's been written, so just do it. I knew you were going to ask me this question. So, a long time ago, I used to work for a big beer importers called Cave Direct, and they had a craft beer. Well, they were a craft beer company, import and distribution around the southeast of England, and we had an online beer store, and I was in charge of that loosely, called Beer Merchants. And many moons ago, Colin, who's the owner of the company, the son owner of the company, I came back with a can of beer from 21st Amendment in San Francisco, and I said, Colin, canned beer is going to be the future. Oh yeah, all right. It was one of those conversations that was like, all right, okay, this is going nowhere. And I started buying a few cans of beer, and slowly but slowly it became more popular. As we know now, craft beer is huge. Canned beer is huge. That one can of 21st Amendment beer still sits in Colin's office as a reminder of Colin. And I love Colin, I love the family, but it's still, and I go in the warehouse now, and it's a much bigger operation than what it has since I've left the operation. But that one can of beer still sits there, and you walk through the warehouse, and there's canned beer everywhere. Canned beer everywhere. And that one can of 21st Amendment Brew Free or Die is still sitting there as a sort of, yeah, maybe we should have looked at that a bit sooner. So leaving the beer import and distribution game, coming over to the hop world was, and especially a company like the caliber of Barth Haas was, it was an incredible opportunity. And so my role is so good that I have the liberty to do kind of what I need to do. And what I've discovered is, yes, you can go online and you can go on Untapped or Rate Beer as was, and see the top guys in brewing. But in actual fact, what travel affords you is you can go to places like Belgrade and have a really good beer experience. You can go to see the boys in Bucharest, Hop Hooligans. This is not on everyone's through route to somewhere. And that's what's exciting about craft beer right now, is previously you had to go to San Francisco, you had to go to San Diego, you had to go, even New York was a long shot. Chicago was pretty cool. Milan, Italy was one or two good festivals. Barth's in Holland. It was very much going to a city that had a good beer. Portland, Oregon. You went to Bamberg, you did the same. Now, it doesn't matter if you're not into travel, you can go and have a good beer experience and leave the travel stupidity to crazy people like me. And it's there, it's going on. You can go and taste the classics in Munich and what have you, but the contemporary is there in front of you right now. In your city, there is a brewery making, in Southampton or in Marseille, in Narbonne or Stavanger, or I'm just picking towns. I know these are good breweries. Beijing, it's everywhere. Australia. These are places that are slightly out of my eye line, but I know there's great beer being brewed there. It's there for everyone, and you can walk in there, have that beer, and enjoy it. So you've asked the question about what's the influence of, let's say, social metrics on the drink local, think global. what's impressive is that people can access this information, this data points, and they can produce something that's interesting. There is a buzz around it. But what we mustn't forget on the other side of it is making a local interpretation, or taking that and twisting it with something, putting your own spin on it. You know, brewing clones of something is not healthy. But making it yours, there's two sentences. Copying is a sincerest form of flattery. And people get, oh my God, this guy's copying me. But no, don't worry about that. Worry about the day that nobody wants to copy you. That's when it will all go, yeah. So don't, you know, there are so many opportunities out there. Don't be afraid to take inspiration from other people. Take it as inspiration. Trying to produce those beers absolutely 100 to 100 is not going to happen. I mean, I am still a big fan of the podcast called Brewing Network. Very impressive guys, Justin and JP, etc. And one of the things they were very proactive in doing is sharing can you brew it recipes. And they took interpretations, and no matter how hard they tried, they could get close to it. But there's so many small aspects of the brewing thing that may be out of your control, or maybe just be nature and environment of where you are, that you will never ever get it. But if you can get close, fine. But how about just taking that and then try and tweak it to your local market, what they might want. And that's, I think, the golden one, is really trying to get under the hood of what the local community want. I mean, you can always go to the Henry Fordism that says if you ask your customer what they want, they just say a faster horse. So that doesn't, you know, you've got to kind of do what works, but you've also kind of got to look at actually where my marketplace is at. And I hate talking in those terms because it is beer, and I don't want to go commercial on it, because we're all beer lovers, and God, I've done this long enough. But these are the things we have to be mindful of it's not you and I drinking all this stuff all the time. I mean, the size of the tanks behind you, you and I, in the best will in the world, ain't going to drink one of those. So we need to find people who are going to join and then get on that journey with us and enjoy that experience with us. So we have to learn that bridge, that gap. So. I think you'll be a bit bigger. I think you'll be looking for a new building. 5 years' time's a long way, but this, you know, time moves fast. And I think there's going to be new hops, new ingredients, new styles potentially. And I think where you are in the world, yes, it's a difficult place to work, but if you work hard at it now, it will become much easier in time. And I think that's the same for anybody who's working on and I hate the word, but a fringe market, a fringe community outside of the EU, outside. South Africa is a prime example. I love working with the guys down there. It's hard. It's genuinely hard work. It's low income. It's hard. It's graft. But it's on an up curve, and it's good people making good beer. And I think if you can maintain at that, the local community will get on that and absorb you, and it will become the new normal. And that's what's exciting. That's what's genuinely exciting, is craft beer is the new normal. And I don't think we can go back from where we are now. And it's a fight. It's a fight for flavor. To help. I mean, what gets me up in the morning is knowing, and it sounds a bit corny, is I'm in a lucky position. I can help people get where they want to be. And I've been a school teacher and things like that. And that is central to, it's one of my personal values, is getting things, if I can help push a little bit, you know, it's like pushing a car out of the snow. If I can just do that and help a little bit, it helps things move a bit faster. And and getting people where they want to be.
So you're a team player, yeah?
Very much, yeah. And I see everything as a part of a bigger team. And if you're approaching it with an open heart, the world's, it's great. If you're trying to one-upmanship, if you're trying to get ahead too fast, it will bite you very hard. I met some crazy Serbian dude nagging the shit out of me in beer festivals around Europe, and too many late nights, and you must come to Serbia, you must come to Serbia, come to Serbia, come and visit my country, you know. In my country we do this, in my country we do this. And that's how I discovered Dogma. Yeah, you're a good advocate for Serbia, and yeah.
Thank you. I will be a mess.
Albeit my very good colleague Mircea, she's Serbian, and she's very jealous about being here, me being here right now. So yeah, I haven't quite sent her the photographs of in front of the scenery of Belgrade. So I really like your lager. The milk stout is good. The smash was good. I'm really enjoying the Hoptopod. I've had this in bottle a few times. I've had this on draft a couple of times. In cans, it's really good. So yeah, you don't brew bad beer. You're in a good place. So yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to trying the Albino. That's going to be cool. A white IPA, but we need to brew that black IPA.
Which one?
The Black Rose.